Syringe attacks on teen girls at French festival. Teen girls targeted in nationwide syringe attack at France Fêtes de la Musique festival. Nearly 150 concertgoers, including many teenage girls, were unexpectedly jabbed with syringe during France's popular Fêtes de la Musique World Music Day celebrations on Saturday, sparking a widespread investigation and leading to the arrest of 12 suspects. Let's get into the thick of it on this AI podcast.
Welcome to the deep dive. So picture this. France, midsummer, the Fêtes de la Musique is happening. Streets are just packed, music everywhere. This real sense of joy, you know?
It's a huge national celebration, pure energy.
Right. But then this year, something really dark, something baffling started happening right in the middle of it all. We're talking about this wave of syringe attacks. It's disturbing, and it really shook people's sense of safety.
It's undeniably shocking. The numbers we're hearing are around 150 reported victims. They're mostly teenage girls across several different cities. It's just, well, bizarre isn't even strong enough. Alarming.
Yeah.
So our mission today for this deep dive is really to dig into what we actually know. What are the facts? What's happening with the investigation? And maybe more importantly, what are the big critical questions that still hang over these attacks?
Okay, let's definitely unpack this. Can you maybe walk us through how this whole thing started? Like, where did the first reports come from? And how did the authorities react initially? It must have been incredibly confusing on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first reports we know of surfaced in Metz. That's in the Northeast. It was around 9:15 p.m., specifically on Rue du Palais.
Okay.
And the mayor there, François Grosse-Didi, reacted quite fast. The police, they used security camera footage, CCTV, and they actually managed to identify and arrest a suspect pretty quickly over on Rue Serpenoise.
Wow. Okay, so they got someone fast.
Relatively, yes.
Well,
taken into custody quite rapidly.
And we need to understand the context here, the sheer number of people. Metz alone, something like 50,000 people out celebrating?
Easily.
Yeah.
And millions across the whole country. It's massive.
But here's something interesting. Even with warnings apparently going around on social media like Snapchat, warning about possible attacks, people still went out. Huge crowds. Does that strike you as, I don't know, people underestimating the danger or maybe just determined to celebrate anyway?
It's probably a mix, isn't it? I mean, sure, people want to celebrate, especially after recent years. But also, those initial warnings might have seemed vague, maybe even unbelievable. The idea of random needle attacks. It's almost too strange to think it could actually happen on a large scale.
Yeah, hard to process.
People likely wanted to believe it couldn't happen to them.
And the police response, it sounds like it was pretty significant. Trying to secure things, help the victims. You mentioned one arrest in Metz, but nationwide, I think the number was 12 arrests.
That's right, 12 arrests across the country. And Mayor Grosse-Didi in Metz was hoping that checking the suspects' phones might uncover more attackers, maybe connections.
Right. And in Metz, they set up a triage area quickly.
Yes, the firefighters did. Right up arms. They had, I think, 7 emergency vehicles responding to calls. It was clearly a serious situation unfolding fast.
Beyond the police and emergency response, what about the victims themselves? What were they facing immediately afterwards? The health concerns must have been terrifying.
Oh, absolutely distressing. Many ended up in the hospital. They needed immediate toxicology tests, trying to figure out if they'd actually been injected with something.
Any indication they were?
Well, at least 3 victims specifically said they felt ill right after being jabbed. But here's the really perplexing part, the big unknown. What was in the syringes? Was there anything?
Right.
The fear, obviously, was some kind of incapacitating drug, maybe Rohypnol, GHB, things sometimes linked to, date rape scenarios. That possibility, that unknown, just makes the whole thing even more chilling.
Okay, and here's where it gets even murkier, I think. The Interior Ministry confirmed 145 victims reported being jabbed. But then Le Monde reported police sources saying the 12 people arrested. They're only linked to about 50 of those cases.
Exactly. That's a huge gap.
It really is. What does that suggest? Are investigators dealing with way more attackers than they've caught? Or maybe something else is going on?
It throws up a lot of possibilities. It could mean multiple attackers, maybe acting independently, who are still out there. Or potentially you could have an element of mass panic, maybe leading to some reports that are harder to confirm. It really complicates the investigation.
So it's not just a standard criminal case?
Not at all. It feels more elusive. And it definitely raises serious questions about public safety at these big open events. The French government is under, immense pressure now to figure out how to better protect people, especially young women and teenagers who seem to have been the main targets.
So if we try to pull this all together, what are we looking at? It's a really chilling mystery, isn't it? We don't know what substances were used, if any. The motives are completely unclear, and it happened during this massive public celebration.
Precisely. It just highlights how much we still don't know.
Yeah.
The full picture, the real intent behind all this.
Yeah.
It's still hidden. We're waiting on those toxicology results, the digital forensics from the phones.
Yeah.
It's all crucial. But beyond the specifics of this case, it really throws down a challenge, doesn't it? How do we keep people safe at these big open gatherings?
Yeah, that's the big question it leaves us with. You have these events like Fêtes de la Musique that are all about being open, spontaneous, joyful. How do you balance that feeling, that freedom, with the absolute need to protect people from threats like this, threats that are so insidious, so unpredictable, and when you don't even know why it's happening? What could this mean for big public events, not just in France, but everywhere going forward? Something for all of us, I think, to consider.
Is there any connection between the 12 arrested suspects, or were these attacks carried out independently? Don't forget to comment it. Thanks.